I always love to show people how a sewing machine makes a stitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the cover so we can look down in the bobbin. I've brought the bobbin thread up and I've put a different color in my needle. I've got the lime green thread up in the top part. So when we take a stitch, so the needle's going to go down, watch where you see thread. What you're going to do is you're going to see the top thread, there it is, passing over the top of the bobbin. Now, when you pull this out, we're going to have a little twist in our threads there. There's the stitch kind of way up here. So every time that you take a stitch, it is linking the needle thread with the bobbin. Now, here's a note about how often and why we say to clean your machine every 2 to 3 bobbins. Well, all that lint from the fabric that you're sewing gathers up down kind of in that basket area of the bobbin case. And so every time the thread goes through there, if there's not a nice clear path for it to travel, that's when things start to not work so well, because every stitch that thread has to come down and swoop across. That's also why I recommend that when you are winding a bobbin that you make sure that little tail that you might have held on to when you wound the bobbin is clipped off completely. Don't leave a little tail sticking out the top side here, because that thread is going to come across it, and we just don't want to give it anything to catch on. We want a nice smooth area there. So when you are noticing extra lint or any problems, change your needle, clean out down here, because it is such an important part of your machine. It's every time you take a stitch.